first entrance right here, and there's also another one down farther that has a different camping loop. So I guess we'll just try this one and see if we can get one big spot first.
Roger.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here.
This is the largest site that'll hold all three of us. Do you guys still want to drive and get separate sites down a ways? Doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. This is kind of muddy and wet, but I'm good here.
I don't care. We can go down more.
I can go down further and have a look-see real quick. So, I mean, I didn't see where the road turned, but I'm all good anywhere. Over.
I don't mind going down just to see what it looks like down there, Scott. I'll follow you down there just to see. Maybe we can get three nicer, drier spots next to each other.
Yeah, this is a little mucky here.
That is just a roundabout there? I guess so. Let me go look at it first.
Oh, this is just absolutely beautiful out here.
Oh, this is perfect. Come on down here. This is a great camp spot right here. For all of us. Roger.
Well, so far, North Dakota's got it going on for campsites. Cheap and free.
Yeah.
The last one we stayed at was $5 a night, and this one is free. Lots of little areas to pull out. What is that right there?
But it's the road that goes back around.
Ah,
That's how you get out.
there's the lake. Look at this, guys. This is gonna be wonderful. Woo, bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Sorry, bumpy ride. Nope, can't go wrong here. Alright, we're gonna get situated and well, I guess you guys already seen it. This is it. This is being out in nature right here.
Jax strolls right over to Moomerate. She gets up and kind of does her Spanish thing, and she does her typical thing as a dog does. Cats don't sniff each other's butts, do they? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that.
I don't know, guys. Do they?
I'm sorry. And I was like, Moo was sniffing Jack's butt, and Jack's like, huh? I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, guys, I was. This is how Scotty is all the time. Okay, guys, so we just pulled into the campsite that we're going to stay at for the night. It is really pretty. It's right on the lake. If you want to know what it is, you'll have to slow down the little video that I put at the beginning here of the rules and the name of the place. And I'm going to cook some dinner. It's about 4 o'clock, but I'm going to cook this acorn squash, and so I'm going to get it started now. I'm going to bake it, and then we're going to have, what kind of fish is this? Alaska cod. So we're going to have cod tonight and probably some Brussels sprouts, and I think I'm going to make some homemade applesauce because I brought a bunch of apples from home, so I'm going to do that too. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get dinner started, and Scott's going to, I don't know, what are you going to do?
I'm going to say, if you can't go to Alaska, you bring Alaska to ya. It's cold enough outside though.
It is freezing. It really is. I was just texting with Jay, and he said, whatever you do, don't freeze, but have fun. So, Jay, we're having fun. Okay, I'm going to get dinner going, and Scott's probably going to go out and fiddle around with wherever Eric is. We'll see you guys in a little bit. You have to do that so you can get through there. Usually we'll put butter, brown sugar, and nutmeg in the acorn squash, and usually you wouldn't have to melt the butter in a pan, but because it's really cold here and my butter has been in the refrigerator this whole time, I'm going to go ahead and just melt my butter so I can mix my brown sugar and my nutmeg in the melted butter and then coat the acorn squash with that. So while my butter's melting, I want to tell the people who didn't see it before, I have baking stones in my oven. You can go to any kind of a hardware store that sells tile and find unglazed tile pieces, which are down on the bottom, and then this is like a baking stone, like for a pizza, to bake pizza on. I don't know where I got that one, but it fits perfect in this oven. And that's it. And just make sure, like I said before, always make sure you leave the holes up front and on the side. You don't want to cover those. You want to have those exposed so the flow of heat comes up around that. And if you've watched me cook before, you guys, then you know I very rarely ever use measuring spoons or cups or anything. I always pretty much just bake by guessing the quantity of what I need. But I'll go ahead and see if I can do this for you guys with some measuring. I just pretty much all my life have cooked with just tasting as I go. I've been cooking for a long time, so it just kind of comes easy for me. So I'd say 1 good tablespoon of brown sugar. And I'm going to add honey to it as well, so that's probably plenty. I can turn that off now. Go ahead and pour the butter in there. Let me get a spatula. And then I'm just going to do another tablespoon of honey. And that should be sweet enough. Might be too sweet for some of you guys. I'm just going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. You don't want to get too much of that, or it will just overpower everything. And then go ahead and just line your cookie pan or your bread pan, whatever you're using. This is the only, I've got a round pan and then the square one. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. But you can just put it on a baking sheet as well. I'm just going to take off a little slice on the bottom, just so it sits there. It doesn't teeter around in the pan. Do something a little bit different with my apples. I was going to make some applesauce, but I have a lot of the butter comes down into the center of the acorn squash, and I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and dice up my apples and put it in there and kind of mix it up, and then I'm just going to bake it all at once. That way I'm not dirtying up more pans to make applesauce. And I'm going to see how that goes. I've never done it before, but I'm thinking apples and acorn squash is probably pretty good together, so I'll let you guys know. Alright, I went ahead and melted a little bit more butter, and I put some mushrooms in there, whole mushrooms, portobellas, and some salt and pepper and garlic. And I'm going to add a little bit of my favorite seasoning, which is Greek seasoning. Just a little bit. And I figured I had room here in the pan to go ahead and just put a few more things in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and set those in here like this. And I was going to also take the seeds of the acorn and roast those. But Aja brought up a good point, and that is that you have to have those dried, and the squash is going to let off some steam, and so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait and do the seeds after dinner is done, and I've got this all pulled out. But anyways, I just had extra room, so I just thought might as well throw some extra veggies in there. The oven's at 400. I've got my bricks pushed back so the airflow's good. Set the alarm for an hour and about 15 minutes, maybe a little longer. We'll check it at about an hour. Alright, I got my acorn squash seeds all dry in here, and then once they're dry I'll put some oil on them and a little bit of salt and pepper and maybe some cayenne pepper. Not really sure what seasonings I want to do. A little bit of coconut oil, and that's the only kind of oil I have on hand. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper. Himalayan, pink Himalayan salt. You don't need much of that. Maybe I'll just keep with the theme here and do nutmeg. I know that you have to have, I've only done seeds one time, and I remember, I think it was my mom told me, or maybe my mother-in-law told me, that you wanted to have them on a shallow pan because you want the flow of air to kind of roast them and not steam them. So I don't have a cookie sheet. My cookie sheet got burnt when Scotty made a corned beef one day.
Oh, that's
well, it
right.
didn't get burnt. The juices overflowed, and then the juices got stuck on the baking pan, and so we ended up throwing away, and I just haven't bought a new one yet. Anyways, but I had this, so I thought I would just put some foil on top. I could do it on the bottom of it, but I don't want to get stuff all over the bottom of my pan. So this is just the second best thing that I could think of. I don't know if it's even going to work, but you guys are going to find out with me if it does. And oh, I got some pepper in my throat. Alright, this is my understanding, is you just spread them around on the cookie pan or foil. Spread them out the best you can. Now I'm sure some of you guys are experts at this, but like I said, it's my second time doing this. Somebody asked, I guess I had mentioned on a video that Scotty had a birthday coming up. Yep, Scotty's got a birthday October 21st. So we're gonna have to find something fun to do for him. He's gonna be, how old you gonna be?
17.
13 maybe. Alright guys, so that's what I got going on. I'm gonna kind of sample. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And once the acorn squash are done, I'll pull them out, and then I'm going to pop these in there. And Aja suggested that I just turn the oven off because I have it on 400. You're supposed to, I guess, do these at 275 is what the recipe I was kind of looking at. I just looked at the recipe for the temperature and kind of ideas of what they put on theirs. She said just turn your oven completely off, so I think that's what I'm gonna do, and see how that goes. So we'll see. If they don't work out, what do I lose? You know, they came free in the acorn squash. So all right, so the apples are all nice and cooked in there. I don't think that they're gonna get real roasted on top. You can roast in these ovens if you put the stuff down underneath the flame. But I've never done it before. I think my pan's a little too tall for that. So anyways, I'm gonna put this back in for just a little bit longer, and I'll show you when it comes out. Okay, now for my cod. I'll set that back over there. I've got it kind of sitting up on top of the countertop by the oven because it was a little frozen when I pulled it out when we got here. And I don't want to use just regular oil, so I'm going to be using my artichokes, roasted artichokes, and there's oils in this. So I might use the oil from this to cook the fish with. So I would say probably just maybe 2 tablespoons of that oil in here. A little bit of basil. And I just buy the basil that's in the tubes because it keeps well in the refrigerator. And I think you could also freeze it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think you can. And I've got a little bit of garlic left in this one. I never run out of garlic. I've also got chopped garlic and powdered garlic as well, so. And I probably use a lot more garlic than most people, but that's okay. So there we go. Garlic is really good. Scotty just said garlic's good. Okay, a little bit of lemon. A little bit of Tabasco. Just a little. Salt and pepper. And my favorite thing to use when I cook fish, Obey. Can't cook fish without Obey. And depending on how hot you want it, because there is cayenne in this, maybe just a half a tablespoon is probably good. Just gonna mix it all up. Put a little bit more oil in there. I'm also going to put some dried garlic in there too, just because I really like garlic. So like I said, you just got to do it to taste. See, they're still a little bit frozen, but that's okay. It'll work. And then you want to pat them dry so that your stuff sticks to them a little bit better. So just cook those on a low heat for, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes on one side, 6 minutes on the other side, depending on how well cooked you like to have it. Alright, the squash is out. I'm going to just go ahead and turn the oven off and put my pumpkin seeds in here and let's see how they do.
I just want to say one thing. I am the luckiest man that my wife loves to cook. I got my glasses on. And I get to enjoy all these awesome meals. So, sorry you can't be here to enjoy the taste, but at least your mouth can water like mine does until I get to eat it.
He's over there. His mouth has been watering. He's been telling me. So, almost done.
Smells so good.
Got the acorn squash out. The mushrooms did get a little bit more roasted than I wanted. They actually look a little burnt, but we'll bite into them and tell you if they're burnt or not. I should have probably pulled those out the first time that I opened the door up. But that's alright. Now I know I can roast them in there. All right, so dinner's done. Scotty can finally dig in. So I had enough to be able to take Aja and Eric each a plate over. The mushrooms don't look that great, but I'm telling you, they are really yummy. I'm going to actually make those again, and I'm glad I didn't pull them out of the oven when I thought I should have. Anyways, the acorn and apple turned out really good. The fish is, what do you think? Take a little bite and see what you think of the fish.
I already did sneak a part.
Oh, you did? Well, I was out.
Giving those guys some food. I kind of. That's why I happened to this. What?
Okay.
So
and
good.
then we just, I added some creamed Brussels sprouts. And then, of course, we've got our salad. We always have a salad at night with dinner. And I've just put in some green onion and artichoke hearts. And that's it. And then we'll put some dressing on it. Anyways, that's our dinner for the night. Say goodnight to the good people out there.
Good night, everybody. I am so ready to eat this. It smells so good. I've been here for the last hour and a half doing comments, and I want to get to this.
All right.
So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed Terry's cooking, because I haven't. Now you're going to be hungry.
Yeah,
I am.
sorry, guys. Okay, we're going to dig in. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Mañana. So good. The cod is so good.
I almost forgot. We have one more thing in the oven. Let's see how they turned out. Oh, yeah. Those are yummy looking. Ooh, crispy.
And really tasty.
Oh, you can hear them pop. Here. What do you think?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would have put, let me see. I think I would have put a little bit more garlic on them and maybe a little bit more Himalayan pink salt on them. But yum, those are good. All right, now, good night.
Thank you for dinner, hon.
You're welcome.
Now my job comes to work. Now I got to do the dishes.
Yep, he's
Very good trade-off. I will say that. Thank you, honey. Good night, everybody.